Hey guys, and welcome back to Project Woo Woo. I'm your host, Mark Mosgrove, and my fellow co-host, Tim Andrews, went on assignment last week and visited a local Phenomenon meeting held in Medina, Ohio, about 40 minutes south of Cleveland. We watched as Tim snuck into the one place his booming voice has had him kicked out of and banned from for decades. AKA, dun dun dun, the local library. You can check that video out on our channel, which we conveniently called Sneaking Back into the Most we called it Sneaking Back into the Most Terrifyingly Quiet Place on Earth. Say that 10 times straight. And in typical Tim fashion, just walking into a public library is worth watching. What Tim found in just that short visit opened his eyes to new possibilities. And when I say it opened his eyes, when you watch the video, you'll see that there was no pun intended. Now, this is kind of one of those rough video of a video kind of videos. You know, the one where you're shooting a video of a video up on the screen. It's okay quality, but we definitely want to explore this topic again in a future episode. So anyway, thank you again for watching, and we'll go over to Tim. But before I forget, we want your story ideas. We want to hear from you. We would like to share your story with others. So please contact us at projectwoowoo@yahoo.com to give us your story ideas. Now let's go to Tim.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Robert Kiviat's Objects Unknown. This is probably one of the biggest stories ever to hit the internet that has gotten very little play in regular media. It goes by the name The Skinny Bob Mystery. Pretty funny, Skinny Bob, like me, I guess. Anyway, what I'm dealing with here is a 4-episode news release, basically, starting on April 13th, 2011. It appears to show a video clip package from probably the 1940s, 50s, 60s. Apparently what you see is a UFO coming in over a city. And whoever's got the video camera out appears to be up in the air. What you then see is some kind of an actual event, crash, landing, I'm not quite sure. You see aliens, they're clearly aliens. They don't seem to be any kind of fake aliens right off the bat. So you you get pulled into the story right away. There appears to be some kind of a recovery of aliens, maybe even some kind of medical procedure being done, and then it's kind of left just like that. You don't know what to think. Then on May 1st, the big video is released. It is a close-up of the Skinny Bob creature. First of all, what we see, what appears to be, I don't know what to call it basically, it's like an interview with the alien. He's not really speaking, but he's definitely gesturing to whoever is in the room with him or her. Big cranial head, the eyes that classically have been associated with aliens. What's really interesting though is that we hear the sound of the projector playing in the background. So it appears that whoever released this video, and by the way, it was released by Ivan0135. No one really knows who Ivan0135 is. He only released, or she only released, or they only released 4 videos. This is the second one in the series. So May 1, this appears, and the alien clearly looks to be extremely realistic. You see the eyes blinking in a way that looks like it could well be real. I mean, if it's fake, whoever faked it went through the pain of basically aging footage or making footage look like it's really old, has sounds of an old projector in the background, and then apparently an alien with very, very natural things occurring. The way the skin kind of moves and appears around the eyes when the blinking is occurring. Some people on the internet have pointed out it looks very realistic. Other people pointed out it could be fake. Let me tell you something, if this is fake, it's an extremely, extremely good job.
Yeah,
and I compare that to a video that I'll mention in a minute. But I gotta tell you, it's an extremely, extremely believable scene. You see the alien from a profile shot, And then you see the alien, some sort of like a mugshot or some kind of way the military might, document the alien, the way it looks full frontal, looking at the alien straight up, straight on. So then on May 8th, whoever Ivan 0135 is, he puts out, or she puts out, or they put out some kind of a message to the internet saying, hey, look, you might be critiquing us, basically, paraphrasing, but you'll never figure this out. Basically, we are, in control of the material is the implication. There is no TV show, film, any kind of, entertainment product associated with this. You could really connect to it. And really puts the word out there in more ways. You guys are being more skeptical than you need to be. This is a real disclosure. This is disclosure. So that's the implication of this, of the three sequences that we've seen so far: April 13, May 1, and May 8. And then on May 17th, 2011, there appears to be this incredible family vacation video that's released. Now the story is that the military was involved in some kind of treaty negotiations, some kind of interaction with these alien beings. But apparently in 1961, and apparently these videos go from, or these films go from 1942 to 1961, whatever that means. But this event on this particular last fourth tape appears to be what they're calling a family vacation. And the family vacation involves apparently a secret video that was filmed by military officers who weren't really allowed to be filming these aliens. Apparently they had secretly had a camera brought to the scene. They filmed these aliens moving around. Now look, they call it a family vacation. Maybe that's a bit of a joke, I don't know. But it's very interesting how it kind of ends on this event where the military apparently broke the rules and they had to revise the treaty according to Ivan 0135. Apparently that there's some sort of a breaking of the treaty, and maybe that ended the interactions for all we know. Now look, when you compare all the videos together and you put it one big package, it's a very interesting release. Ivan 0135 only released these 4 videos. No other videos, no other content, no other messages anywhere that I could find. Now look, people have been critiquing this for years. It's one of the most interesting 4-package video sequences of an alien visitation maybe ever. So I leave it to you guys. Let's focus on this. Now the eye, the alien eyes, the main creature that they're calling Skinny Bob, they're saying the being came from the Zeta Reticuli system. Well, that's where allegedly the Greys come from. These big-headed, big-eyed aliens we've all kind of come to know through the media and through news and through essentially movies. What's interesting is when you look at the way the skin is by the eyes, it looks very believable. But I must say there are examples where there have been some fake aliens presented to the public. Most recently for me, I did a show called Aliens on the Moon, The Truth Exposed for NBC Universal and Sci-Fi Channel back in 2014. And that show, we included it in the show, a sequence of films that allegedly show an alien being on the moon. Now look, there are some similarities here in the sense that somebody tried to put a package of footage together showing maybe a real alien on film. Look, I'll be honest with you, Skinny Bob is a lot more believable. This clearly looks like it could be a real piece of sequence film. Now, if animation was done, or some kind of weird thing was done, maybe it was done by the same kind of people that did the Aliens on the Moon Alien. But again, this is moving footage. It looks older. Some people on the internet have said, well, maybe it looks like bad animation. Well, I'd like to see someone show me bad animation that looks as good as this. It's really an intriguing film. I think you have to decide for yourself. As I said in some of my TV shows, it's very difficult to say that anyone found any evidence that these are fake. But I must say, it seems to be released for public consumption. That's what the messages are when you read some of the copy within the video.